Right guys, more live golf lessons coming at you. This student had issues with loft, then in turn faced path issues. We explained a little bit about how he should try and control loft to help him understand how to control face to path a little bit more. Let's get stuck in.
That was better, wasn't it? So left to right, turn in the air, just right of target. But
so to me then, I felt like I changed my swing for that swing.
Yeah, you didn't at all, and that is the most common thing. Well, let's have actually. Let me just see how much you changed it. Well, you did change. Yeah, go on. That's not true what I said there. You changed something. Changed then a little bit.
I swear to God, I got 5 swings.
You know, I know you. I know. Yeah, I've met a lot of people with 5 swings.
Yeah, I might go on 5 swings.
And that's a better shot. So look, if we show you this, in fact, before we show you this, let me show you this.
Okay.
You've mentioned the word casting.
Yeah.
So this is what casting is about, isn't it? Everyone taught casting and not enough lag. Yeah?
Yeah.
This club should be back here or something, shouldn't it? Should be lagging.
It feels impossible for me.
It's well, it's impossible for you to do with the loft that you're presenting on the club.
I knew you were going to say that.
So it's functional. That movement is functional. There's no point fixing that movement. It's irrelevant. That movement is irrelevant.
See, now that's always in previous
because it has to be there, otherwise you'll miss target. So you could fix that movement and you'd miss target. It's there. You can call it a compensation. I wouldn't call it. I have issues with the word compensation because compensation suggests maybe there's a correct way of doing stuff. That's a necessity.
Why wouldn't it the ball?
You would hit it, but you wouldn't hit target. Okay. You're averaging 29 degrees, nearly 30 degrees of dynamic loft. Some are 33, 30s with a 6 iron. The loft of that 6 iron is probably 30, 31, 29. I would be presenting 25, 26s, 24, less loft. We're going to do a little experiment before we do anything. So before I teach you anything, I'm just going to experiment on you.
Not going to hurt, is it?
It might do. Set yourself up to a ball, get a ball ready. And I want you to twist the club so it's 20 degrees closed. So point it almost at the fence on the left. So just release your grip pressure. I want you to hold it right there.
Like that?
Yeah. So you're now gripping neutral, but the face is twisted to that grip.
Certainly is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are not allowed the brief, the game. There's one game here.
Right.
Okay. You don't meant to make a good shot or anything here. I just want you not to miss left.
Not to miss left.
You've got to hit the ball right of that target, the tyre. You've got to start there. Give it a go. Not allowed to change your feet. Bring your feet back.
Right, okay.
So you've got to dynamically adjust and not miss left. Yeah. Missing a little bit left. Not a bad shot though, is it?
I tell you what, right, as bizarre as obviously that is,
that
ball felt solid in the face and then he shot it today.
Yeah. Good. Get that one? Yes, we did. Okay. So if we look now, so your path has gone 8 from the inside where you were 4, 3.6, nearly 4 from the outside. So your path changed dramatically. Yeah. Your face the path is obviously -5 close to the path of 8 right, your face now.
So my
So your face is closed.
Stay,
yeah, because obviously from that funky position, loads more because you're trying not to hit left.
Yeah.
Because we're starting in such extreme a position. So you walked in swinging 3.6 across, and then you had the face 7 open to that. Yeah. So that's 3 to 4 degrees open to 0 when you hit the ball.
A nice cut.
Presenting nearly 30 degrees of loft.
Yeah.
You now only presented 25 degrees of loft. So your loft that you present, your path relates to your loft dramatically, which relates to your launch, it relates to the direction you want to swing, it'll relate to if you let go of angles or not. So if you look at those two pre-impact positions, this one you've straightened up, you could call it.
So is that when the club face is closed? That?
So that's the one where you hit high. That's your first one.
Okay.
This one is your last one. And obviously you call it lag or whatever you want to call it. But you've got that club trying to... The head's behind the handle.
Is that okay?
Forget that for now. We'll come back to that. That's much more functional for the task I gave you. See how much more up it is than this one.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So the loft of the club is severely dictating how you move.
Okay.
So what happens when I say, when I take all the loft off, so put a twist in which presents not much loft, you do everything you can to try and get out of that. So change your path and change the way you're twisting the face around as it swings. What you normally do is you start your original shots when you walked in here, you twist the club this way.
Right.
But then
through impact?
No, through your swing, backswing and downswing. So you twist the club this way. So people would call that open, pointing to the right.
Yeah.
I would say that you've twisted it more with more loft. Okay. Then what you try to do is not have the face pointing right. Okay. You don't fix the twist. What you do is you just then try and deliver like this.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
So then you wonder why you don't get any lag, as you call it. Well, if you were to get handle lean, if I twist the club the way you're twisting it and lean the handle forward, you're in a shot that you could catch. You can chip it. It's a bunker shot.
Yeah.
So I put an opposite twist in, and it made you deliver the club in a very opposite way.
Right. Okay.
So the way you're twisting that club is severely affecting what gets delivered first, handle or head.
Okay. Yeah.
So the loft that you deliver at impact is the issue. It dictates everything you do, subject that you want to hit your target.
Yeah.
You need to understand that there are 3 ways to open and close a face.
Okay.
So I can open it and close it.
Yeah.
I could push the handle forwards, open it, pull it back and close it.
Right.
Or I can change the lie. Okay? You twist the face, which you would call open. I would say you've put more loft on it.
Right.
Because what you then do is you try your hardest to make sure you deliver with the handle back, so the face goes back to 0.
Right.
But it's now got loads of loft.
It's just going to go up. And likelihood.
You're going to hit high shots and drift a bit to the right.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
It does, yeah.
So look, if I hit you, if you jump in that corner, if I was to, if I open the face, does it add more loft or take loft off?
Add.
So if I open, is that face open or closed?
Your handle is forward.
Look at the face.
Oh, that's open, yeah.
Open, okay. Yeah. So it's got more loft on it now, is it?
I would say, yeah.
Okay. So if we got that one. So my face was 3 degrees open to target.
Yeah.
But I presented 20 degrees of loft. It's nearly 10 degrees less loft than you. Do it again. Is that face open or closed?
It looks massively open.
Okay, and then about the same as that one maybe? That's open, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's say it's
Yeah,
going.
well, it looks open to me. That's
Yeah.
the way it's standard open.
And that's open. Same.
Yeah.
So the leading edge is on the same line on that mat, isn't it?
Yeah.
One adds loft.
That's open, isn't it?
Yeah. One adds loft. So that one I'm presenting
because-
38. Just bear with, bear
Right,
with.
right.
So one way of opening the face, the way you open it, twist the handle. That adds loads of loft.
Yeah.
So I can't hit now with my handle ahead of that head or even level with that head. I need to try and hit with the handle behind my head if I'm going to twist it that way. To have any chance of pointing a face somewhere in direction of what the
Which adds even more lock as the handle behind the ball.
Correct.
But-
Which you would call casting.
Yeah. But then when you
I
add
would call reacting to the fact that you've added loft and you're trying to hit target.
yeah. But the shot that you hit where it didn't go miles in the air is because the handle is full. right?
Handle forwards doesn't have loft.
No, it's
It doesn't take loft off. It just twists.
Right.
If the handle's forward and then I twist the club around the axis of the shaft to get it pointing straight again, now the loft's gone. But
Right.
it's not the handle forwards, it's the twisting around this axis that you're not quite getting
No.
and have never practiced or worked or understood. So you've practiced on all the, you've talked and mentioned about all the issues that come with twisting,
Yeah.
but you've not talked about
Right, the
twisting.
actual system itself.
Just that kind of makes me upset because that's where you've been going wrong. You see, that's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
So you know all the symptoms,
Yeah.
but you've not once mentioned the cause. So it's like, wow, that you're not going to improve because you don't even understand, and you will at the end of the day and know how to even control it. That if you start twisting the club around the axis of the shaft, you're compromising loft. You think you're compromising open and closeness. What you're actually doing is compromising loft. So if I twist the club that way, yes, the face points left, and yes, it has less loft, but no one would hit the ball like that. They would fight that twist as a general rule, so then I hit no loft but can hit quite straight. You put a twist in that way at some point, which we'll talk about, and then you try and deliver the face zero. Well, you can either twist it back the other way, that would feel insane to hit the ball and twist it this way, so what you do is lean the hand back. But now you've got a bucket load of loft,
But that's the only way I can get it practice.
and that's how you get it functioning.
Yeah.
But you suffer from high rights because you don't, basically you don't cast it enough. See, if I have to hit the ball like this, the way I'm going to hit it straight is I'm going to try and deliver like this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do what you're saying you don't want to do more. It's the only way to get everything straightened out.
Right.
Unless I take that twist away.
Yeah.
So I gave you an opposite twist. So it made you try and deliver like this. I didn't tell you to leave more angle in. You worked it out yourself because you realised the way the club was twisted to do your old movement of flicking that club forwards would just hit it over the fence, and your car would be parked over there and you don't want to hit it. But do you see what I mean?
I do.
So you react.
Yeah, I had no idea.
You are reacting aggressively with body,
Yeah.
with handle lean or not, to loft. Not to open and closed, to twist around the act, to loft. To lots of loft or not much loft.
Okay.
So we need to get you understanding how to deliver the correct lofts to then allow you to make some movements that will look more like what you see on telly and all the other kind of rubbish that people talk about. You
I
got
just want to feel comfortable in my swing.
you want it. Well, what you need to do is not hit the ball too high because you'll lose distance.
Yeah.
You need it not to drift off to the right.
Yeah.
You need to not present 7-8 iron loft with a 6 iron.
No.
You can call that being comfortable and all the rest of it. What you actually factually need to do is stop delivering too much loft, which then encourages you to swing quite a long way left. Yeah?
Yeah.
So let's play. You stand on the mat then.
Okay.
What did you do when I set that club up that way? What did you do to make it not go left?
I really pushed my.
Yeah, like all that. So we're gonna, okay, yeah. So we're gonna keep that idea in there.
So I really pushed from
Hips across.
my left hip, and
Yeah.
that, I felt like I had pushed all over there.
Yeah. There's a good chance your right hip will follow if you push with your left hip.
Yeah, they're not connected. And then I felt like I really dropped it down here somewhere, over there somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
just hit it.
Yeah.
Because the club was pointing over there, so it makes
So I
sense.
knew I had to, like...
Yeah. So if we set up more neutrally now, no ball.
Okay.
So set yourself up more neutrally, so face just properly how it was. And I want you to make the same dynamic movement but without the face pointing way left.
Okay.
Which means now in theory the ball might shoot miles right.
Yeah.
So feel like you're going to hit the ball miles right. And with your body and with, yeah, go on, with the ball. Good. Yeah. And this time we're going to add one more movement in. Set yourself to that ball. Top of your backswing and stop for me. Staying there. Now when you start down, so as you start coming down, I want you to get this pad, this Callaway pad, turning to the sky.
To the sky?
Yeah. So slowly down. So really rev that bike, twist it away, twist that grip away, around the axis of the shaft. Really twist it that way to swing massive out to the right.
Right.
Going up to the top and stop.
Yeah.
Feel the way I twisted your hands there?
Yeah.
Which way are you going to twist? Don't hit the ball. Go on, twist your wrists more. Yeah, that's it, that way. That way. Can you hit one?
Go.
Does that feel a bit insane?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Good. You caught the ground, but that's a drawing shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going again. So what did you do on that last one in your mind?
So I took to the back, revved there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought I set out a golf lesson
Yeah.
anyway, and then just
Swung straight.
straight edge.
Yeah. Good. Go on again. Yeah, it's a good shot. Liking that one. Right, it's good. Let's show you that one actually, because you're really in and out of it at the minute, and that was closer.
I think I'm going
You're going the wrong way. With
over instead of that way.
Well, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Kind of. You're going the wrong way. Path is not a problem. Path is easily fixed.
What's that? What?
Path is 5 from the inside now. I actually had to calm you down. 5, 8, 8, 9, 4, 8, 9, 9 from the inside. I said, can you swing straighter?
Yeah.
Because you were swinging so far from the inside.
Yeah.
And you could. 1 out to in, 0, 2 into out, 2 into out, 4 into out, 0.
Okay.
So you know where a straight swing path is now. The problem you get in this row of numbers, which is the face to the path, if the path is going to the right, we need minuses in here.
To bring the ball back.
Correct.
Okay.
And until we get that wrist turning the way we want it to turn,
That club face isn't close enough.
it's not twisted back around enough, so we still get some 33s, 32, 36 dynamics, 34, 34, but then like the last one, 28 and 27s, you had a purple patch here, where you went 24, 25, 27 degrees of dynamic loft. You really started, I thought you'd nailed it then, and then you just went straight back up to 234s and you twisted the face, look, 13 open, 10 open to pass, just went the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no secret here. It's so obvious to me, and it's a shame, you know, that you cannot control loft. You cannot control the way that club is twisting as it moves back. So you have a very small control, so level of control of how much of this rotation you put in or don't. So you naturally put this rotation in and you don't even know you're doing it. I can rotate the club on this axis any way I want to create slinging hooks, massive fades. I can do it a little bit, the control, face of off.
Is that how you would shape a ball?
Well, there's 3 torques I would use. There's 3. That's one of them. So I would control if my handle's back and forwards as well.
Yeah.
And I would also control if the handle's up or down a bit as well. I would be controlling, so I would control this, I'd control how much the handle's coming up towards me and how much the head is moving out. But I would also control how much the club is moving ahead of the handle or not. So I would use all three.
Yeah.
But I'm very aware of each one and I'm able to balance them.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even know one of them existed. You did, but you couldn't articulate it into any of your movements. So, for instance, if I wanted, I'm a bit cold actually, but I'm going to get it outside the monitor so it doesn't ruin your day. If I wanted to hit heavy draw, I would absolutely start rotating that round that axis as much as possible. So if I had to hit a slinging hook, I'd put lots of the twisting at the beginning as well.
Yeah.
So around the axis of the shaft, but I would still dynamically add in. If I was going to sling up this 6 iron, I am going to give it some amazing. Look at that moving in the air, and that's a 50-yard hook.
Yeah.
And the way I've done that, I know I have to spin that around the axis of the shaft. So my path's going like 15 right, and the face is 12 closed. That 15 right. Lovely. And then vice versa, I can hit cuts. Can't cut it as aggressively with this loft, but so I would be moving my wrist, I'd be pulling down.
The other way?
Yeah, and with handle drag. Doing your way.
Yeah.
Try and get it cutting back the other way. That's about a 15-yard cut. Harder to cut from 6. When you've got loft on the club, you're never going to move it loads.
Plus that's 2 degrees up.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So you're not aware of when you're putting this torque in yet.
No.
You do it, and then you just drop straight out of it. So we just need to work on getting your feet. Yeah, it's good. So obviously you can't strike it very well like that. It's hard to hit the ball because it just feels so wrong. Yeah. But when you're trying to twist it loads, loft comes down to 24. We got a misread in there, which is shot number 44. Let's take that one out. Loft comes down to 29. Again, that last one was a misread because you whacked the ground. You didn't deliver 41 degrees of loft on that. So your loft comes down to 27.9. Yeah. So you've shaved it by nearly 2 degrees. With a lot more coming down, like, you know, you're getting some 25s, 133, 26, 26 or 30. So keeping it in the 25s, 26 is where you want to keep it. Pass from the inside, free from the inside, and you're starting to get a few minus faces with the odd one open. So that feels extreme to you, but it's actually delivering very balanced numbers.
Yeah, that's like...
You basically have not learnt to ever hit the ball with the club twisting that way around the axis of the shaft.
No,
it just you've always twisted it the other way.
Yes. Absolutely.
So like I say, other players I could show you have played twisting it both ways when mucking around, when practicing, even in play. You've never practiced this, which is why this is so hard, and which is why it's so important you have to start practicing it now. Because you should be 10 or 9 handicap. You know, you can, when you strike the ball with the correct loft, you're quite in control of path. You just never practiced loft.
No, I've never ever come anywhere near that.
To not practice dynamic loft in my head is just insane.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, like I said earlier, I practice it in high ones, low ones, high cuts, low cuts, high draws, low draws. So I'm playing with loft in every practice session.
You know, you always play with a group of people.
Everyone knows path and face.
Yeah, and they say, "Oh,
don't know loft.
Just hits it low, or you just hit."
Yeah, I know, I know. But what I like about those statements, because I agree, is it's like it's magic. He just hits it high.
Yeah.
Off it goes.
Most people say, "Oh, you hit it because you're tall."
Yeah. Oh, he just hits it low. But there's a I mean, what?
Yeah.
Come on. If I hit a shot into a green that goes high, I'm thinking, well, why am I hitting it with that much loft? What have I done? Why am I hitting that so high? Yeah. That wasn't the shot I was trying to play. No. If I hit one that goes in really low, I've either mishit it or I've hit what? what did I do? Why am I hitting it that low? It's just stupid. 7-9, I know where it should go. I know my flight. First thing I saw from you when you started hitting was the height of your shots. I was expecting you to come in and go, I hit it too high. You didn't tell me you hit it too high until I asked you.
Oh,
It's the first thing
well, like I've got an 8.5 degree driver.
Yeah, there you go.
Where do you see that go?
Well, if you think about it, if you have a very low lofted driver,
yeah.
does it encourage you to present less loft or more? Well, 8 degree drivers isn't going to go in the air.
It's more, isn't it?
Of course it is. So you'll be almost better off having a 15 degree driver and learning to hit that one down.
Yeah.
You're doing what everyone does.
Yeah.
You've got 8 and then you're presenting 20 dynamic probably. So what you're doing is starting low to allow you to do your fault.
Yeah.
Fault's not strictly true the right word. I can show you some world class players who do similar things. Vijaygas has a 13 degree driver.
Right.
He's a strong, powerful guy.
Yeah.
But he presents his handle forward so far and turned around the axis of the shaft due to his grip that he takes so much dynamic off that he has to start higher. He's world class, so why would you change it?
He's probably done it since he was...
You wouldn't call that a fault. There's no fault winning millions of dollars on the PGA Tour. That's not a fault. That's a good thing. If you play golf to the textbook, you would say he's got faults, making compromises. He wins events. I mean, I'd love to make that compromise. Functional. You've overcooked you, which was my intention. 3 across, 7 open to the path with the face.
Yeah, because when you first said to me...
30 degrees aloft.
Rev it.
Yeah.
And you got to get your wrist, I thought, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Physically do it.
Yeah.
But now... Like,
it's making more sense now.
Yeah.
We have pushed it though. I mean, I've tried to get you doing it the other way round and it's working now. We're down to 27 degrees aloft, apart from a misread in there. Again, when you hit a dot or you hit a ground, it ruins the loft. So you're down to 25 if you take some of the funny readings off. You're hitting free from the inside with the face free close to that path on average. You got your low hooks going because you started to actually turn it 11 degrees close to your path. So you're now revving too much.
Okay.
Which is what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to feel too much.
Yeah.
So now we can try and get you revving the right amount.
The right amount.
Yeah, little draw, lower. Yeah. Good, here we go now. It's great. 26.6 dynamic. Well, half from the inside 0 with a face of 1 open 0 with a couple of minuses in there. You're just hitting target with those.
Yeah, if I'm going round and I'm getting those numbers, I'm going to be
hitting target.
Yeah.
You were 3 from the inside, from out to in with a 7 open face to that path with nearly 30 degrees aloft.
It's got to change, isn't it?
All we've used is language to change your idea. So I would say whatever language or groups of sentences I've used have helped you understand how to present the right loft, then in turn get the right path and face.
We didn't really put, you know when you put the face?
Yeah. The one thing.
And you said you got to try and keep that on top. Of it. That's what. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.